Today we're getting back into the murky waters, to me, that is rye whiskey with a Overholt. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to Brad's Bourbon Reviews. I'm Brad, and today we're going to be opening and doing a review of a bottle that I have been really interested in trying. I watched a video from the Whiskey Vault where they were talking about how Jim Beam has revived this old brand called A. Overholt, and that they are replicating the mash from like 1810 that is rye whiskey. And apparently there's like a long legacy of rye whiskey being made in Pennsylvania. That's what Dad's Hat rye whiskey tries to replicate. And this is a defunct brand from back then. And James Beam is using what they call a Mahongale mash, I think is what I remembered it looking up and trying to pronounce it. Mahongale, I think it's the right way to say it. Mash of rye. So in this one, the mash bill is 80% rye, 20% soft malted barley. I think it's pretty cool when these big distilleries like Buffalo Trace and Jim Beam try to revive brands from the past. Buffalo Trace has done it, relatively poorly, in my opinion. You look at like the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection being $1,000 at retail for these 375s. I think they've done a pretty bad job at doing that. But this is interesting because a lot of the rye whiskeys that I've found that I like have been, kind of barely legal ryes or like a Kentucky version of rye. And so this is kind of replicating that old style mash bill. And I know this is like very stupid, but I love the bottle. And I actually think that having a cool bottle design is really important, especially to stand out in today's market. And I think this bottle is really cool. It feels like an old school whiskey bottle that you'd see like in your grandfather's liquor cabinet or something. So I really like the design of this, and I'm excited to give this a try. And let's see if I am into this type of rye whiskey. Full disclosure, before I try this or even knows it, I am not really into rye whiskeys. If you're a new viewer to this channel, thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much. If you like the videos by the end of it, please consider subscribing. But usually rye whiskey is just not my go-to thing. It's just not what I like. So this bottle, I think, cost at retail around $40, $35-$40 if I'm remembering correctly. Let's give it a nosing. Let's see how we feel. That is like earthy, and not like the usual earthy where it's like, floral. It's kind of like a tree, like tree bark and like the leaves of like a Christmas tree almost. I really enjoy the nose on that. There's a little bit of caramel sneaking through here on this, and some bread. There's like some bready notes to this as well. I'm not getting that orange note that I typically, or licorice that I get on a lot of rye whiskeys. So far, I'm impressed with this. This is cool. This is a whiskey for me that I could pour and just sit here and like have it in a glass and sip on it. Like have this much in a glass and sip on it for an hour just to get the aromas. Pretty simple, but what's in the glass is really, really pleasant. Let's give it a mouthing. Let's see how we feel. Oh my God. I really like this. This like tastes like no other rye I think I've ever had. There's something on here that I'm picking up that I don't really think I've picked up on a whiskey before. First off, it's very grainy. There is that aspect to it, but for this, it works. There's like a apricot or a peach kind of like jammy kind of thing that's super sweet. There's a little bit of caramel that sneaks through and a little bit of vanilla. This is really good. This is one of my favorite rye whiskeys I've had this year. 95 proof. It doesn't drink hot at all. Jim Beam, you might need to switch over to making ryes because this is really solid. There is a little bit of that like rye peppery note a little bit. The more it sits out, I am shocked. I was kind of anticipating tasting this and being like, not for me, but I cannot wait. I want to get the Old Overholt 10 year now. This is going to set me down a path of this Old Overholt stuff. And I'm a big, big fan of this. I really, really like this bottle. I'm going to rank this pretty high, even for me. I'm going to, which is shocking because I don't typically dig ryes at all, but this just really blew my mind here. I'm going to give it one more sip because I'm going to have to give this like a 7.7. I'm very impressed with it. I don't know if this is like not a limited release in the sense of like, a limited number of bottles or if it's like a limited run of this that they're doing, but I will be immediately, the next time I see this bottle, picking up a backup because this is just that good. This is phenomenal. Jim Beam, you did like a fantastic job with this bottle. This is, in my opinion, one of the best things I've ever had from your distillery. So keep this up. If this is what the Old Overholt is like, I cannot wait to try it because I don't know how old this is, but it is really, really good. It does taste like not young, but like it doesn't taste super complex and developed. I would probably guess this is like a 5 to 6 year rye, maybe 4 to 6. That's the review. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if we are this close from 2,500 subscribers. And if we can hit that number by the end of this year, 2024, I'm going to do a 3 allocated bottle giveaway. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed. And let me know down below if you've tried this, if it's on your radar, and if you plan on trying it after seeing this video, because you should. This is fantastic. I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, cheers.
A big thank you to all the Patreon supporters you see on screen right now.